Hi, let's continue our startup series. What we are doing here is to talking about how to convert uh, an idea into a successful business. And to do that, we talk about first thing is to validate the ideas. Once idea is validated, then prepare a proper business plan, an honest, proper business plan that will tell me that whether my idea, what I'm thinking is a good business, is actually a good business. On various element of that, we talk in detail about that. Then we talk about the commercial and operational product development strategies. Once we have these all in order, means our planning is completed. So anybody who missed these planning steps, please, I advise, subscribe my channel and watch the videos. And you will have a clear idea of how to plan before you actually go into action. So now, like I say, we have done the planning process. The next step, go for it. The action item now. The action item is, I usually divide into the four categories of action item. So the one is to set up the right legal entity. That is important to have a right legal entity right from the beginning, because you will not be only doing businesses, but there will be many other uh, bodies will be watching your business also. So the right business entity will will help you developing your business in a right direction. So if you require a limited liability company or a sole proprietorship or partnership, I suggest talking to an accountant who will help you setting up. And more importantly, if you have a business consultant, he will, based on your long-term plan, objectives, your projections, he will probably in a better place to advise you what type of an entity you're looking, because the accountant will set up your thing based on whatever you tell. But business consultant knows your strategy very well, so he probably more helpful in in deciding about or helping you to decide about what type of legal entity you need. And then you need a setup office. So start looking around for the offices. In a business plan, you already decide about your location. So stick to the location and set up a business office. You need a business office right from the beginning because of that. You need a business address in your website, in your all documentation, in your legal entity, everywhere you need business address. So this is very important to have it. And if your product require more facilities like warehousing or packaging place or operation, manufacturing, etc., you have done this exercise, this planning already. So start looking for those facilities also. Another important thing in this process is to consider trademarks, branding. Uh, you may engage marketing department at this stage to set up your logo and all these. This is important because before you actually your product reach to the market, you should have this sorted out. If you need a trademark register, brand name registered, do it. Or if you have any intellectual property, you need to secure those at this stage. You need to start engaging your team also. We already discussed about what team you need in the business plan, in the commercial strategy, in the operational strategy. So review those and decide about which comes first. We have already done the planning stage, in this all activity in the planning stage, and who comes first, who comes later. So go as per the plan and engage the team, start engaging the team. A team will take some time before they come on board. So uh, consider 3 to 6 months time before your team, if you you start a process now, it will take 3 to 6 months easy. That becomes sometimes a very major bottleneck. So start working on it. Open a bank account. That is necessary because going forward you'll be doing a lot of payments, and these payments require your business account, because you can't just use your personal account to make payments, because then it will be a lot of reconciliation going forward, back and forth. So it's better to have a clean start, set up a business account, business bank account, engage auditor, lawyer, legal consultant, legal bank consultant, business consultant. These are all, they will not cost anything, you just need to engage them. So, and the cost will be coming at a later stage. So you don't need to worry about that you engage so many people, you're just engaging, not paying anything. But this is important to have an engagement with these guys rather than you start searching where's and when you need it. That sometimes take a lot of time, and you sometimes need them in emergency. So better you sort it out already. The next action item will be develop the product or your services. So go for the manufacturer if you are outsourcing it. If not, then whatever your production plan is, accordingly you need to go this, and then start developing the product. And in the meanwhile, whatever the timeline you have set up for the production, you strictly monitor this timeline. You should not, if you don't monitor, you are not on top of your team, either outsource or in-house, you is more likely that you will overrun your schedule. That will delay everything. So it is important that you are on top of the timelines. Plus, you need to ensure the quality, so you keep on monitoring periodically where the product is going. The next item will be to raise funds. Of course, either you're raising by yourself. If you are raising yourself, then you need to allocate the funds separately. If you are getting from the partner, you need to sort out the partner. And by the way, you need to sort out, if the partner is coming, means you need to have a partnership agreement in place. So the legal, your business consultant will play a very vital role in this. And the more important, above all, launch date. Decide about the launch date. We have already discussed it during the planning time, that what will be your good launch time, depending upon the market demand. Market demand flow chart. So when the market demand increasing, we have done this activity already in the planning stage, so it's easier. Decide the launch date and then work accordingly. These are the 4 action items you need to take. This is mandatory. What usually I do, I go in the reverse order. I first decide about the launch date. So this gives me a precise timeline when my all activities should be concluded. That's my target date. And that date is decided considering various factors. Number 1 is your market data. When is the right time commercially? Because you need to sell the product. Product has to go into the market. And then when the funds will be available, and when the product, how much time it will take for the production. So you decide with the product launch date, then start arranging the funds, then go for the production, and because the production it takes about few months. In between, you can do the number 1 item, which is to set up the whole infrastructure. This is what you're supposed to do, and this should go in this order. I call it reverse order, but this, for me, this is actually the right order. Decide about the date, launch date, go for funds, and then production. And then in between the production, while the production is in progress, set up the whole infrastructure. That's what you do. In the next videos, we will talk in detail about the right time to launch. Very important thing. We need to have quite a detailed discussion on that. And after that, we'll say how to raise funds. Many startups go immediately start raising funds before they have anything. So now you know that is why it is important to have everything sorted out, and the fundraising will go at this stage. Again, you have not done any commitment on this. Commitment means you have not given anybody to do the production. So even if you, at this stage, after all the planning and everything, if you cannot raise funds, you are still losing nothing, only your idea. So make sure that do all the planning, because this is the way you go to the investors. We'll talk in detail about that in these 2 items in the next videos. So then, this is Abdulaziz Lang, Senior Partner, Business Consultancy, Gatling Group. Thank you very much.